Welcome to the program. As of this taping, the standoff, the armed standoff between federal agents and Cliven Bundy and his supporters in Nevada, southeast corner of Nevada, has come to a peaceful conclusion. And we're going to analyze some of what happened today, but I want to look at why did this happen? Why did it end this way without the loss of life, which I am so thankful for, so thankful. Tensions were getting so high and people were weighing in. Before the end of the crisis, the governor of Nevada, Brian Sandoval, said, quote, "No cow justifies the atmosphere of intimidation which currently exists, nor the limitation of constitutional rights that are sacred to all Nevadans." One of the U.S. senators from Nevada, Dean Heller, who's a Republican, and by the way, in case you didn't know, the U.S. Senator Reid, who is the leader of the Senate, okay, he is from Nevada, and there are a lot of allegations involving him and his son involved in some sweet land deal with the Chinese to put up wind farms there. That will come out more and more over the coming days and weeks, I'm certain. But here's what Senator Heller said. He said, "The dispute is over. The BLM is leaving, Bureau of Land Management. But emotions and tensions are still near the boiling point, and we desperately need a peaceful conclusion to this conflict. I urge all the people involved to please return to your homes and allow the BLM officers to collect their equipment and depart without interference." It's interesting to me that Heller said that we are desperate, that we desperately need a peaceful solution. Why would he want that? Why would he feel desperate for that? Well, here's a real simple reason. What the Obama administration does not have, is a further excuse for gun confiscation and gun control. If there had been shots fired, the loss of life on both sides, which surely would have happened, then the Obama administration would say, see, these militia types are crazy. They interfere with lawful orders. They interfere with our federal court system. They interfere with land management. Most cattle ranchers are abiding by the law. Why should Cliven Bundy have special privileges? I mean, they would have spun this to use it against the Second Amendment. So, and then Heller, I'm certain, is a strong supporter of the Second Amendment. So this peaceful resolution is a really good thing, people. And I've got to tell you, I don't remember a time, and I could be wrong. If you can think of one and you want to email me, please do. But I can't remember a time in my lifetime when federal agents backed down from anything on U.S. soil. I mean, clearly our military overseas in various situations, such as the bombing in Beirut when so many Marines were killed and then we had to withdraw in dishonor and fear. There have been times when U.S. troops have withdrawn, but I don't know of any time in my lifetime when federal agents backed down. So this is a huge deal. And again, the lack of coverage that has come from the New York Times, the Washington Post, the major networks about this story is atrocious. It is deplorable. It's outrageous. I can't think of enough negative adjectives to use. So in today's program, we're going to look at why they backed down and what this means for the future, what it might mean. There's a number of scenarios that could play out. But I'll tell you one really key reason why they backed down and why this didn't end like the tragedy in Waco or the tragedy in Ruby Ridge. And I'm going to tell you those stories when we come back from this break. But two of the main reasons why the federal agents backed down was, number one, they lost the high ground politically. When you have a governor weighing in against the BLM, when you have a U.S. senator weighing in against the BLM, you have lost the high ground politically. And number two, they lost the high ground militarily. Look at these pictures. The federal agents were surrounded. If gunfire had erupted, those agents knew that they had people up on those bridges. They had people that undoubtedly had weapons trained on them. And it would have resulted, without question, in the loss of a lot of civilian lives. But there is no chance that all of those federal agents were going to leave that place alive. There's no chance, militarily speaking. So because they lost the high ground politically with public relations, and because they clearly lost the high ground on the ground regarding firearms, as the director of land management, the Bureau of Land Management said, given the situation, speaking with law enforcement, we're stopping. We're withdrawing so that none of our employees and no civilians are hurt. More honest words were probably not spoken during this standoff. We'll come back and we're going to compare what happened to Ruby Ridge and to Waco, and we'll assess what this will mean possibly for us in the future. This is the Voice of Resistance.